Welcome to the GameChanger 00100 show, the late edition. I am your host, GameChanger. And apparently, Claudia Jordan said a thing. She now realizes at 52 years old that the way she was living was not conducive to her own happiness. Now, it's easy for someone to get wrapped up. And I think that it's impossible for someone who was in Claudia Jordan's looks level as well as social level. She was networked and connected to a lot of famous people, a lot of celebrity, and she was the fantasy of a great number of people. So I know that it must have been extraordinarily difficult for her to just come to the conclusion that one day she wouldn't be able to get access to a regular dude who earns the average income for a man his age. I know that that thought just did not occur to her. Kind of like it's kind of like hoop dreams, you're the best in your class in elementary, then you're the best in your class in junior high and then high school and in college you start you're not the top of the team, but you still might get drafted and then you don't get drafted. It's kind of like that. Like you don't have a backup plan. So she came to the realization, and a lot of YouTubers have. Shout out to Chantel Simone. She said that she came to the realization at 27, which is, nearly half the age of Claudia Jordan. So society isn't really shaped up for that's pushing women in this direction. If anything, it's taking them from that direction, and sometimes it takes a while to find their way. Now, here's the problem. And this is what the other YouTubers aren't going to give you. So hit the like button. She hasn't really properly, or if at all, found her way. I'm going to repeat that. She hasn't properly, or if at all, found her way. What she did was she just realized that she's unhappy, which is insane because I don't think that she really ever was happy. But she still hasn't learned her lesson. And I'm going to explain that by covering more of the video. Now, I'm going to apologize to begin with. First of all, for being late. Secondly, I'm going to apologize for the fruity pebbles that's being eaten on this show. I don't like it. I'm going to talk about it, but it's a necessary part because a lot of people took clips. I'm going to cover as much of it as possible because there's a lot of jewels in here that shows that Claudia Jordan hasn't really come to the proper realization yet. But in doing so, got to deal with some fruity pebbles. All right. Anyway, hit the like button on your way in and let's get started.
Cool. And shout out to the Shade Room for setting this up and giving us a little place to have a little fun. Today we have no other than the beautiful actress, TV personality, Claudia Jordan. Okay, so today we're gonna deep dive.
Okay, right off the bat, she's not either of those things. And I get it if you ever acted and was paid to act and you are actor or actress, but come on now. Like if it wasn't for YouTube and it personally, if I wasn't in this particular space, I would not know her name at all. I do not know her as an actress. I don't know what she's been in. I don't know where I have seen her before ever. I heard about music videos and once again, this is just like I heard of type stuff. This isn't like somebody says Kerry Washington, I know exactly who that is, and I could just name like five movies. Somebody said, Taraji P. Henson, know exactly who that is. Alicia Keys, exactly who that is. Um, Megan Good, exactly who that is. She is not that. She's a YouTube personality. She's best known for YouTube appearances on stuff like this. And she gets these appearances because she was hot in the 90s. Like, that's it. All right.
On what it looks like dating over 40. And stick around because we
Over 50. Over 50. Let's not try to polite it up. What is it like dating over 40? And yes, if you're over 50, you're also over 40, as well as 30 and 20. However, no, she's actually over 50.
are going to put Miss Claudia Jordan in the hot seat where we have a game called Wine, Dive, and Decline. To kick things off, we'll start here. What are the biggest things you notice like dating now versus when you first started dating?
I feel like when I first started dating back in the 1900s, um, um, I feel like love wasn't something that people were embarrassed about.
Mm,
Even the music was different than movies.
mhm.
And I often look back like, "Damn, I wish this generation could experience like the kind of like, I don't know, I guess you guys would call it like, what's that called when you like kind of you go out bad for someone? I can't even think of the word. Kind of like being simping, sprung, all that, like all those good R&B songs where the brothers was singing and they was like grasping the air and they was in the
Okay,
rain with the
that
white linen.
the 112.
Yes, but like that's what the vibe felt like back then. Like men would pursue you, and it
That's what the vibe was back then. And you have to ask yourself, why did that change? Why did the men change? And the change came as a direct reaction to the woman's changes. Listen, this can only go on for so long. I'm going to repeat, this can only go on for so long. This whole game of cat and mouse, eventually the cat is going to get tired of chasing the mouse. The dog is going to get tired of chasing the cat. Is it is. It can only go on for so long.
felt like you were being courted and it felt like you were special. It didn't feel like, we didn't have all these 50-50 conversations or I'm the prize, you know, and it's just like it felt like
That's because there was an unspoken arrangement. And that arrangement is, I will treat you as the prize if you treat me as the prize. Unfortunately, one side did not hold up their end of the bargain. And we all know what side that is. You did not hold up your end of the bargain. You were not behaving as the women that they were singing about. You were not, first of all, you could have gotten with any member of 112, but you didn't. That's not holding up your end of the bargain. So to expect them to have the same outlook on women that they did back then, not really the case, because once again, the women have changed. See, understand this. Y'all hit the like button. Understand this. The men of that time, the older Gen Xers or even the boomers of that time that was singing these love songs, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, they were singing not about the women of their time because they hadn't really had a chance to get to know the women of their time yet. They were singing about their mothers. They were singing about the, women who did everything, kept the family together, kept the community in line, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. They were singing about those women, the traditional women. They were singing about Big Mama, the ones who cooked, clean, and made sure grandma and granddad was, or excuse me, granddad was taken care of. They were singing about those women. They weren't singing about you because they didn't know that you were you. They didn't know that women would spend 52 years waiting for a better deal. They just didn't.
a good reason to get butterflies. Now I just feel like with so much access, maybe I hate to sound cliche and blame social media, but yeah, social media. I mean, humans are on the map. You can just go find someone in any city you
Yes.
want, and I can reach out to a celebrity that I may have never encountered in real life. You can reach out to ever. So it makes the person in your face maybe be less special to you. I don't know what it is, but it just
You was an adult at least a decade before internet. The internet really started popping off. You was well into your 20s before AOL first said, "You got mail." And then you were well into your 30s, if not 40s, before, Tinder was actually Tinder. So miss me with this, it was the internet. No, your whole before the internet started to affect dating and relationships, you were already like well into your 30s. You was already like counting eggs by the dozens. So let's not go there.
it's like been the perfect storm of negativity. And I feel like I hate that love seems to be going by the wayside,
Mm,
And I felt like more sparks back then. I'm just not inspired now.
okay.
Honestly, I'm not.
Yes, because back then it was. Remember back then growing up, you used to.
It's not our job to inspire you. First of all, the men are not inspired to inspire you.
It's like it's totally different because like even with the videos, it was like the love video. You sitting on the couch, you talking to your boo, and all. Now it's like
Well, now people well, I was just
strip
talking to
clubs and
that's yes. I was talking to my girl that was doing my hair, and we were talking about this. The song came on, Joe, I Want to Know. And I was the
uh,
lead in that video. And that
okay.
was 26 years ago. That was
Mm.
1999,
Girl,
right?
you look
That was half your life ago.
26
I'm
now.
52.
Oh,
Thank
period.
you. I don't let no one's dusty sun stress me out.
Okay.
So, anyways, even the setup was the woman was not to say women are more important than men. I don't think that. But in romance, I think it works the old fashioned way when a man was courting the woman and pursuing her. And it just was a
Um, okay. Men have been courting, quote unquote, courting and pursuing you for 24 adult years, or excuse me, for 34 adult years. What has that gotten any of them? Once again, how long do you think men are going to continue with the pursuit in vain?
beautiful, I don't know, it was just beautiful. And the vibe was just different.
Yeah, back then you ain't it wasn't no $20. You give $20. Now you give them
Back then, they was like,
$20.
I'll pay your, but what baby say, baby
Okay.
face, I'll pay your rent, I'll fix your car, buy
Okay.
your clothes, I'll do anything. As soon as I get home from work. Now,
And he was working.
and he was working.
Fool.
Now you got a dude on your
I cannot stand this fruity dude. Why do they have people like this discuss hetero relationships? She's talking about something that he cannot in no way, shape, or form relate to. And that is, how hetero men felt about hetero women or bi women. He can't give any perspective on that. And he like sitting on your couch with your boys. What does that mean to you? But of course, Obsidian said that they should leave the manosphere because he's Obsidian.
couch eating your food, playing video games. Okay. What are we doing? Go to work.
Yes. Okay. Period. What do you wish someone had told you about dating, like in your 40s and 50s back then?
You think that when you're ready to settle down, that there's always going to be a lot of supply on the shelves,
This part is
and
true.
it's not.
This part is
Like at
true.
this age, a lot of the good guys are married or
This part is true. They're married to women who are smart enough to take relationships seriously in their 20s.
taken because they're good guys. And I was having a conversation with a girlfriend of mine the other day, and I'm like, well, your best bet now is maybe someone that a good man that maybe is coming out of a marriage, getting a divorce. So, I think in our youth, and I would like people to know this when they're younger, we think, oh, there's always going to be an endless supply.
This
Mhm.
is true.
I can wait till tomorrow. Don't put off your happiness waiting.
Mhm.
If you find that good person, like a lot of times we wait, well, it's not the right time. It's never going to be like the right time.
Mhm.
This is
I would say
true.
go for it more. I wish I would have someone told me just go for it. I probably have overlooked a good candidate before,
Not
like
just one.
Why is that though?
Not just
me thinking
one.
the timing thing,
Um,
maybe prioritizing career.
yeah.
I definitely was always like work, 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 work.
What career? You not nor never have been nor ever will be Beyonce. You're not on tour. You're not, you're not doing Rihanna thing trying to keep your perfume line in order, while twerking that ad and writing hits. You had a music video every now and again. You was a bastion of spare time. So no, the reason wasn't that you were busy. Just, I mean, because you were on a good track of being honest. The reason was that you always thought you can do better. No matter how good the guy was, you always thought you can do better. You let the hood fame, you know, um, and the proximity to wealth go to your head. That's what you should really be warning young women about. Because now any woman who's an 8 plus can be, hood famous. Like, I got 15,000, subscribers on TikTok because I dance in my pajamas. Oh, all right. So, um, quick segue. I am the winner of $50. $50 from Danica Marie Dope Discussions. So she's live right now. I have my show, so I can't go over there, but she's live right now, and she is um, announcing who is the winner for her Patreon cash apps. So every month she does, I think it's like three drawings and three people win $50. And I'm a Patreon member of hers. It's 8 at the gate if you're interested. And I won this month. So shout out to Danica Marie and shout out to me because I got $50. All right, back to the show. So she is not being honest enough with herself to help prepare these young women. They all think what you were thinking. But it wasn't that, oh, I'm focused on my career. You worked maybe like 365 hours a year.
I never thought I had could like the enough cushion built up to like relax and take my foot off the gas and
Mhm.
start a family.
And then did that just go on and on
Yeah.
and on, and then you be 100 years old now you like it's
Damn
still
it.
working.
Still working. And I think I will say specifically with Black women, especially, I feel like we don't really have the luxury to think that we can kind of take time off like that.
Mm,
And I specifically say Black women because like we're usually the backbone of everything.
mhm,
Not even just with our families, but with our friend circles. Like it's always something for us to do. We're always taking care of somebody else.
mhm.
I don't have children, but I'm always like feeding a friend or taking care of someone or helping somebody out or
Yes.
doing a favor. And I think that's a
Okay, I don't have kids, but I'm always feeding a friend. I'm going to venture and say that that friend is a black woman. So what's her excuse? Because she's not busy feeding anybody, not even herself, apparently, because you're feeding her. So what is that black woman's excuse? Oh, she don't have one. And why is every black woman Claretta Scott King, just not married? It really makes me question the true intent behind the freedom fighter black women that we hear about in the past. Like, are they doing it for attention? Because now, I'm gonna be honest, now they're just protesting the protests, and Ever notice how we build, we're so busy building communities that we can't give birth to one, which is stupid, in and of itself. But then you look at the community that they're so busy building and it's trash. So it's like, according to you, you sacrifice mother wifehood to build the community, and you wound up with neither. Like Mothers Against Drunk Driving, they actually became mothers first.
Cape that we put on ourselves. No one told us to do this. It's just something in us that we do. And if you think about the black woman in your life, you probably
Mhm.
think, "Damn, she's like a superwoman for everybody else. When does she
Nobody thinks that about black women ever. Nobody thinks that about black women ever. This whole myth of young, single, attractive black women that are, just so busy building the community that they can't find a mate is bullshit. It's complete. Okay. Okay. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong here in California. I want y'all to go to your local community buildery and see how many baddies are there. See how many young Claudia Jordan looking chicks are there. In fact, show us your receipts. Show us what you were doing at 26. Oh, you was on that music video. But yeah, and not much else, but still, like, where was your community building then? Where was your I was licking envelopes, for NAACP or some crap like that? Or, I was setting up banquet halls for Congressional Black Congress or some crap like that. Like, what was you doing? What was you doing that was so, community building, and that was so involved that, you could not make time to actually be a decent wife and mother? You wasn't building nothing. You wasn't building nothing. You see, I hate it when they do that. This is black women's problem. This is why the future generation never learns. I'm single because I'm so awesome. Black women, we're single because we're so awesome and we have this cape and we're just so awesome. And the younger black ones are looking at this and they're saying, "Huh, I am awesome." And they never even look at themselves and say, "I don't actually do anything awesome. I'm not part of any like major church groups that's taking up the majority of my time." And I'm not saying that black women don't go to church. They do, but they go to church and the only lesson they learn from church is to hold the box.
slow down for herself? I think with black women specifically, it's harder for us to ever feel like we can just kind of take a break.
Mhm.
We have to be like all gas, no brakes. I don't think we have the luxury of feeling like, okay, I can take a breathing out and relax.
Mm.
And I think it's really sad. I there's all these statistics about 45%, 65% of black women will never
Mhm.
get married, and we're out here taking care of everybody else and not getting taken care of.
Mhm.
And I
Who? You have not taken care of anybody else but yourself. Period. Period. And I'm not talking about, um um when the homie was doing bad, you loaned them like 200 bucks or something like that. I'm not talking about stuff like that. I'm talking about the effort that it takes to raise a child. The continual effort of feeding someone indefinitely. You have not done that. You haven't. It's not like you spent those 18 years that you would have spent feeding a child, feeding the homeless, working at an orphanage.
think it's really sad. I think we
The problem is that these ever since the boomers, which she nearly is, ever since the boomers, they have been eating off of this reputation of king walkers for some time now. It was only like in Birmingham, it was only like 6,000 people, black and white. It was only like 6,000 people. And then all of a sudden, all the people just so happened to I march with King. How many times it's like, wait a minute. Out of 40 million, only 6,000 went, and half of them were white. And all of a sudden, everybody, to the new generation, march with King. Like every black person over 60 march with King, even though they're too young to have marched with King. I was a Tuskegee Airman. No, you was not. How many of them were they? It's only like four alive still, and it's not you. They constantly taking credit, but back to her, constantly taking credit. Now all black women are just, these freedom fighters. Yeah, we get the host. No, no, it's nothing of the. It's nothing like that. Like, how often do you march that you can't do other stuff? And guess what? Other people actually march and have husbands and families and stuff like that because it's not an all-consuming thing. Jesus, why are they acting like they're the reason that they're single is because they're full-time community activists. Like they wake up at 9 and activate the community, and they stop at 5.
self-impose this cape on ourselves to save the world. Look at all the marches. Look at all. I know this is dating, but I got
Mhm.
to bring it into like the political space. We're always at the front lines for everybody else.
Are you at the front lines? Are you at the front line? Have you ever been at a front line? Once again, there are very, 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 very few of these women when you are talking about um, a population of millions. Like, how often is there a march? How often do this stuff happens that you can't maintain like a life outside of it?
For everybody. Brother gets killed, we're in the front lines.
Mhm.
The
Okay, does that happen so much that you don't have time for family, and they're really just there to take credit?
the LGBTQ community, we're in the front lines. Are the women that are not even showing that up as our allies, we're in the front lines.
She's talking about feminism. She didn't want to say it because she knew people like me would point that out. Why are you marching for other women? You're talking about feminism. You're marching with. You're talking about Amber Rose and the slut walks, who I think she was also like a video chick, or she was messing with rappers and stuff like that. You're talking about the Amber Roses and stuff like, yeah. Anyway,
Gaza, front line. We're always there
Mhm.
for everybody else. And on top of all
okay. I wish you were in the front lines of Gaza. That way, I would never hear from you again.
the stuff in our personal lives, we out here trying to save the world. When does that leave time to like really feel comfortable? When does that really leave time to like relax and or even just like
Okay, and this is why she's not talking to a hetero, because I would ask her, like I'm the Bob's on Office Space. How many hours a year would you say that you dedicate to community building or Gaza? Look at her straight in the eye after asking that question and wait for an answer. How many hours in a year do you dedicate to Gaza, to LGBTQ, to, to police shootings? So let's calculate this for, let's see, 24 times 365. So out of the 8,760 hours in a year, how many of those do you actually spend focused on sociological issues? Fair question, right?
Put yourself first, or dating. And I just feel like a lot of women get caught up in saving the world, and then they leave little time.
I had to tell my mom this the other day, like, she was just like stressing, oh, I'm worried about the kids. Like she got the grandkids and her kids and then some more. Like she the one they take her they take all of the kids. Like it's like that's
Mm-hmm.
just like the thing.
Yeah.
So she just like, oh, I'm worried about the kids and stressing and things like that. I'm like, you gotta worry about yourself because once when that time when something happened to you was you just out the dry because ain't nobody gonna care. They don't care about that.
And she probably feels that she can't ever.
So, in addition to being fruity as hell, he's also a moron, a class A moron. So she just lied and said that black women are too busy taking care of societal needs to really have a family. And then he countered with, my grandma is too busy taking care of family to worry about herself. How dumb are you? She's saying that black women should be focused more on families, and you're saying that black women should focus less on families and focus on themselves. And your justification for this is they ain't gonna care about you. Stay out of the business of the straights. You imbecilic pair. Stay out of vegetable business, fruit. Go to your own damn food group. He was just saying stuff to have something to say. He was just saying stuff because he was just saying like black women's common talking points. Because black women do say stuff like I spend this is part of the reason why I'm so awesome that I'm unhappy. So to continue with that narrative, they say stuff like, yeah, I spend so much time focused on the kids that I don't have any time for myself. I spend so much time focused on societal needs, I don't have time for the kids. That type of stuff. When really it's just that you're conceited and selfish and lazy.
Take a break,
Mm,
because who has her? Who has her?
mm,
And I really push for this. Like I would love to see more examples of strong Black families
mm.
where there is two people, whoever the two people are. But I think everybody needs a little support in their lives, a
Yeah,
little backup. It's hard to do it all by yourself.
yeah,
Do
I
what?
I've been
agree.
doing it by myself, but
What?
I'm
What is it?
constantly exhausted. And I never took the time to like stop and smell the roses. Like I really don't. I'm always
What is it? I've been doing it all by myself. What? You're talking about being an adult? I mean, because you do know that at any time you could have, shared the burden of adulthood with about 90% of the black male population and about 30% of the white male population. You do realize that, right? Why did it take you 20, or excuse me, 34 adult years for you to realize and say, oh, you know something? Two heads are better than one. Why? Because you were constantly waiting for a better deal. Let's talk about that. You hinted at it before. You want to continue with that. It's called honesty.
going, going, going. And it's cool for a little while, but it's not really a realistic pace. Like I think people look at me like, how could you even date?
Right.
Would you even have time for someone?
Mm.
Or definitely a child. That never really, I never felt like I had time for that. Never.
No, you just didn't want to ruin your figure because your income was based on people wanting to place their penis in your mouth. Keep it a buck, and they're less likely to do that once they see that baby bump. That just takes away from the fantasy. I mean,
Really? Never. I know. I never felt comfortable. I never felt like I'm in a place where I'm supported, where this person is going to like be able to, you know, have my back. I always felt like I had to go get it myself. And maybe that's daddy issues.
Mm,
I think a lot of women that didn't really grow up with their dad think
mm,
that, well, I don't have that. I got you.
right.
It's no, I have to go get it.
So you think even now you like a family or
Now I'm 52, so I don't even know. I mean, I'm still fertile. I know I'm still
Mhm.
fertile. I'm not a
you're not still fertile. So what you're doing is you're undoing all of the good stuff that you just did. Because you were honest when you were saying that when you're young you think you have all this time and you just procrastinate, et cetera, et cetera. You were spot on, and then you started lying and say, oh, it's because we're so awesome in the backbone of the community and we have this cape on. See, you started off with the truth and now you're ending off with a lie. Hold on, go back some.
get it.
so you think even now you like
And now you're lying again. I'm still fertile. You are not fertile. You are, because wasn't it you that did the video on, it was either you or someone named Melissa Ford or something like that, but who did a video on perimenopause talking about how dry your cooch got, how it's like sandpaper down there. Like that was, I do believe that that was you, and I'll look it up after this show. I do believe that that was you. So yes, it is possible, to still have children during perimenopause, but I mean, it's highly unlikely. Like you are not like fertile. You're just barely capable, if that, because you did that video quite some time ago, and perimenopause is before menopause. But I mean, listen, you don't have time to be talking to this guy. You need raw peen right now because right now we could count your eggs on one hand. You need it like right now if that's your goal. Because if your window of fertility is like completely closed. It's like a sliver at the bottom left. Yes, I there are very listen. And I hate to say this and I hate to put people on blast. Um, but y'all hear about these miracles like the Holly Berry miracles and the such and such miracles and stuff like that. Um, yes, I'm 60 years old and here's my baby. Listen, listen. What they are not telling you, and I don't know which ones are doing this because they're not telling you this, is that that's not their egg. In many cases, those are not their eggs. So some chick in Hollywood got an egg from Nebraska and some sperm from Texas, and then they mixed it together in her cooter. And then 9 months later, the baby comes out, and they like, "Oh, that's look at my baby! It looks so much like a woman in Nebraska and a man in Texas." That's what's actually going on, and you will be surprised at who do it. Like whenever you see like these older women that have these babies, and the baby come out looking nothing like them, and I mean nothing like them. That is exactly what happens. So no, these miracle babies are not coming from fertile women. They're coming from women who still have a womb, but when that baby needs an organ, what they doing? They on Google. Woman in Nebraska that donated eggs 20 years ago. It's like adopting a baby and putting it in your pussy. That's okay. That's
Like you feel like even at the stage you're in now, like you don't have time for like a family or
Now I'm 52, so I don't even know. I mean, I'm still fertile. I know I'm still
Mhm.
fertile. I'm not out here getting pregnant before y'all start any rumors, okay?
Right?
But I like so much time has gone by without it,
Mm,
and I've always been on the fence about having kids.
mm,
Like it was always if I feel like I have the right partner, then I would go there and want to do it with someone.
right.
But I never was the type of woman that's like, I just want to be a mom no matter what. I want it to be the right situation. I want to bring
Mm.
my child into a world. If
But see, that's you trying to control. You can't
yeah,
control every. You can't have everything. Can't just be so controlled.
it can, but I also don't want to be chaotic. I also don't want to like regret it. I don't want to like bring another kid in the world that says, "Where's my father?" You know,
a remedy for that problem, a solution to that problem is to be a decent woman. It's kind of like those people who are homeless talking about I don't want to get a job because I might get fired and I don't want to be another person on unemployment. Well, you know what helps? I mean, layoffs are layoffs and things happen, but what would drastically reduce the possibility of you getting fired as being a decent employee. And what drastically reduce the possibility of you being a single mom is to actually be a decent woman. If you look like that and you've looked like that your whole adult life, the only thing that would not sustain a relationship for a long period of time, especially with somebody that you have brought a child into the world with, is you, personality wise.
or I just wanted to be a place where I wanted to be with someone that they were dying to be a father,
Mm.
and
Well, I ain't heard too many of those.
and right, and
Why would you hear that? You freaking fruit. Stay out of vegetable business, you freaking fruit. Why would you hear about men that want to be fathers? Why would they have that discussion with you of all people? You can't give birth to a child and you're putting it in the wrong place to seed a woman who can. So, Miss, gosh,
and I also think that people gotta stop shaming women if they choose not to. It's
Mm.
not. It doesn't. I don't think it should be used as a measure of success having a husband
Mm.
or a child.
wait a minute, wait a minute. Is it a choice or is it a regret? Because before you were talking about it's a regret. You see, when women do like glimmers of honesty, they can't maintain that honesty for extended period of time. Because remember before she was like, when you're young, you think you have all of these options and opportunities and you can put it off and blah 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 blah. That's her being honest. But now she's backtracking and she's following the script, the black woman script, and now she's back like, oh yes, well, I wanted to be single. And people should stop shaming me for wanting to be single. Well, did you want to, or did you feel like you could put it off? Which one is it?
Like we have gotten past the dark ages where we got to stop looking at women as just baby makers.
Right.
I don't look at you bras as baby makers because you ain't making no damn babies. Like, obviously, which means that your primary use is gone. You're so much more than baby makers. No, you're less. You're less than baby makers. Your highest value to society, to a man, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, is your ability to make a baby, and you didn't do that. So no, we don't look at you like that. We look at you as a completely useless and worthless entity with my penis outside of your mouth. Like, that's what we look at you as.
Oprah Winfrey
I
has
just was
had
about to
no
say you took it right
children,
out of my mouth.
right? To say that she's not a successful
Hmm.
person because she didn't have that one thing that society thinks she should have had, or the two things, a husband and a family,
Hmm.
but she's family to so many other people.
Right.
There's other ways to be.
No, she's not. She's not. Oh crap. This broad is annoying. She dizzy. Like, so after complaining about black women not creating families of their own because of the social work that they do, she's going to compliment Oprah for not having a family of her own, but her contribution to society. Stupid. Oh, it gets stupider. From here to Jupiter. It's going to get bad.
Valuable as a woman. And I think we got to stop doing that. A lot of women, I see that in comments too. Stop doing that to each other. Well, women, another trick, or feel like you're better than someone else because you've got a man. Anyone can get a man,
Yeah.
but do you have a good one?
Somebody they
They
lay it down.
outside.
Um, Perhaps. Do she have a bad one? So now she's feeling a certain kind of way because married women are stunting on her, or she's feeling stunted on by married women. Shout out to the Danica Marie's of the world. She feels stunted on. Like, yeah, well, anybody could get a man, but do you have a good one? Well, yeah, she probably do. You want to know who don't have a good man? You. So basically, whenever a woman is happy and she feels jealous, she says, "Yeah, but he's not good. He secretly beats you. So we're even." Like, "Oh, no, 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 no." That is what's called a defense mechanism. You see, it's like those broke people who say stuff like, "Man, rich people got problems." No, they don't. No, they don't. If they had problems, they would give their money to you and live in the projects. They don't actually have problems like that. Diddy talked about more money, more problems. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. You would never change place with somebody that can't afford one bottle of baby oil. Oh, that's funny. All right. Nevertheless, let's continue.
There's a lot of people I would love to, bring them in from outside, okay, and
Hmm.
make them my man, and
Hmm.
give them food and lodging. Okay, I'm not doing that, but like, we got to stop shaming women for that. You could have a very fulfilling life
Hmm.
without.
You do not, nor do Oprah, nor do any women who have chosen this path. You don't. See, here's the problem, and here's what women like her aren't getting. But what they're trying to hint towards, but nobody is falling for it because brains and stuff. You're not nuns. Nuns are the women who have given all of themselves to society and to God and to their community. which is why they don't have families of their own. And that actually is full-time work, not full-time twerk, which is what you think you were doing. This has been full-time work. They actually sacrifice. You damn sure ain't no nun. So miss me with that.
Not all that.
Period. What is something that's actually better about love and sex at this stage of life?
I think at this stage,
Why would you assume it's better? W- Why would you assume that it's better? What's so much better about love and sex at this stage of life? Nothing. Nothing. What would possibly be better? Drive a JJ and gray hairs, gray pubic hairs? What in the hell is better about it? Who's smashing that talking about, oh, this is so much better than you was at 24?
you know, 40s, 50s, less hangups about your body, about your looks. Like you feel sexy. Like I know I look good, not just for my age. You know what I'm saying? And then there's some wisdom that goes along with it. You know, not to say there's anything like, listen, life was
So you didn't know you looked good in your 20s? There's nothing better. He asked what's better. Did you walk around your 20s thinking that you were an ugly broad? No, you didn't.
popping in my 20s as well. But it's just different. Like you have a different kind of confidence at this age. You know what I mean? Like I know I bring more than just like a physical.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you're gonna get some
I
wisdom.
got the
You're gonna get
beauties in the brain.
and I can cook.
Oh, period.
House is spotless. Credit is
Um, so what you're telling us is that you either couldn't cook in your 20s, and he asked what's better about sex. But okay. You're also saying that it took you 24, or excuse me, 34 adult years to learn how to cook. That's what you're saying.
approaching 800.
Okay.
You have a different kind of confidence when you feel like your life is in order. When I was in my 20s, yeah, I may have had a better body, and maybe my skin was tighter, my face, or my booty was
Those
higher.
are all
Okay.
things that we prefer over the stuff that you mentioned in your 50s. And don't you randomly piss yourself? So, yeah.
But like there's not as the same confidence isn't there. And I think confidence is very sexy. So I know like when I do go there, like I'm a very sensual, confident person. And when I do it, it's quite popping.
Okay, period.
It is.
Okay, speaking of do it, is it easy?
Yeah. So, we don't care about skin elasticity, youthful energy, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We when we like to put our penis in confident vaginas because that just makes it oh so much better. Like tight, wet. Who needs that? Who needs that? Tight, wet, fertile enthusiasm. Who needs that when you have confidence? And where's this understanding that young women aren't confident? This is weird.
Here talking about
Are
protective
you using
sex?
protection?
Yes. As you're older than versus younger?
I think yeah, because I think you have more confidence. Like you're not just gonna go with the flow. You're like, absolutely not, or whatever you want. You know, you're more vocal about things because you probably have more to lose. But I do feel like the conversations I've been hearing, seeing, and being a part of, I feel like no one's even using protection anymore. I feel like people are just super reckless. I feel like everyone's just kind of like throwing their penis on the craps table right now. I hardly hear people talking about it.
So how do you approach like the conversation?
Well, I just say to you, I have something on me. I'll have something.
Okay, period.
I'll have a condom if I'm gonna do it,
Okay,
But
talking about.
I also don't do casual sex.
Mm.
Like if we're doing it, we're gonna be in a relationship. So, you're gonna of course start off using protection and you have that conversation when you need to.
Okay, so what she's talking about now, she's talking about leveraging the box. She's basically like, the only way you can get this is if we are in a relationship. Because that's all she has now. They all reach a certain age to where they're like, okay, the only thing I can offer a man is this old wrinkled box that's only valuable to men that can't do better. So I'm going to withhold that until I'm in a relationship. Which means that she's been teetering for the last 34 years back and forth. Um, like when she can't get or keep a man, she says, "Oh, it's because I gave up the box too soon." Then when she can't get it, or excuse me, when she can't keep a man, she says it's because she gave up the box too soon. When she can't get a man, she says it's because she didn't give up the box soon enough. And she's been going back and forth on that for 34 adult years, like so many black women, because they can't think outside their box.
But I feel like a lot of people are just raw dogging it these days. Don't you hear that?
I do hear that a lot.
And I think with
Why in the hell would he hear that as it pertains to heterosexuals? I don't care what backdoor shenanigans he's into. Do you hear that? Jesus.
people think, well, I'll just take prep. And I'm like, well,
I don't think that ever. I don't think, oh, I'll just take prep. I do not think about taking HIV preparation medicine. So I could raw dog a 52-year-old woman. I just don't.
like,
Still gotta
mm,
take those protective
but you
steps.
can still get other things though,
Hmm.
and like if you look at I mean, I'm always looking at these rates because I do talk shows, but like especially in Texas, they say Houston, like they just off the
Oh
charts right
yeah,
now.
they
In
said
Atlanta,
everything is bigger in Texas,
yes, even the
including the.
bumps. You know what I'm saying? And we don't want those bumps.
No.
But like, no one cares anymore. I happened. I know the music kind of got a little crazy,
Hmm.
where they start talking about eating groceries all the time, and everybody
Hmm.
just like doing whatever, raw
Okay.
dogging, and I'm just like, okay,
Somebody ain't rich.
I don't know because I don't listen to modern music. So y'all tell me, the people who do, is there a song about raw dogging?
The groceries off.
you got to rinse it
Oh
off.
yeah, because my granny always taught my mama taught me to
You got
rinse
to
them groceries off.
soak in some vinegar or something, fruit,
Something.
because it's just like.
A little Dawn, a little soap.
But it's crazy that people aren't scared though, especially after we had that big old pandemic. And remember when monkeypox was going around?
Hmm.
I was like, don't even shake my
Okay, I don't
hand at
even
this
go
point.
outside. What's one piece of advice that you would give someone who's nervous about dating after like a divorce or a long-term relationship?
It's like a bike and you fall off, you got to get right back on there.
Ride it.
You got to ride it because like, what are you afraid of? Being happy? You afraid of being happy one day?
Okay.
And I don't live my life with fear. Like I'm a little bit reckless. Like I'll jump in and then think about it later, I
Yeah.
guess, for the most part. And like I hate when people not hate, but when people get hurt in a relationship and then they just are so paralyzed to
Mhm.
move forward. You're only shortcoming yourself, shortchanging yourself.
So what about the people who has never been in a relationship?
Never been in a relationship.
Mhm.
Well, maybe something's wrong with them. They shouldn't be in a relationship. How are we talking?
Like they're older, they just never it's like they're just scared to get out there and get
Oh my God. Scared?
so much you don't know what you're missing.
Like I think the thing that you're afraid of in life, you should go towards.
Mm.
And that's in everything. Like you should go towards it. When I was young, I was afraid to read out loud in class. And look what I did. I went to that thing. And it just is very empowering. The thing that scares you. Are you afraid to be in love? Open your heart to be in love. That's what makes you grow. I took this class, right? And they wrote on this board a circle. and all the things that you have, like what car you have, where you live, your relationship, how much money you make, is all in the circle. And all the things you don't have are outside the circle. The circle represents your comfort zone. And you go get them by going stretching yourself, going outside of what's your usual routine. And it works. Like I try to do something. There was a while I went where every day I tried to do something that made me a little uncomfortable. Whether it's like telling someone you love.
So, did you suck my penis? Like, if every day you're doing something to make you feel uncomfortable, I got something you can do that's uncomfortable. I could think of several positions. Just saying.
Love them or hugging someone or just
Why does
public
that
speaking.
feel so uncomfortable though? Like,
Because we're creatures of habit, and then it's like, oh, I've never done it. Like how you were afraid of cats because you never had a cat. Maybe you should try a cat.
no, I ain't gotta expand that
You
far
ain't gonna
out.
try a cat? Huh? I'm talking about cats as your pet.
I
Those
know.
cats.
Okay, why is she flirting with? This is very, very, very weird. Ah, clicks and views. She sucked penis before a GC. I'm talking about mines for free.
Ain't gotta expand that. Oh, then neither one of them.
Yeah, I was like, is he gonna catch it or not? We can catch it on his own. But I'm just saying, like, being afraid of something. Sometimes when you face it, you realize my fear was irrational. It really wasn't based on much. It really wasn't based on facts. I almost like low key want to invite you to my place so you can like pet my cat.
I don't know. Girl, I ain't gonna bet you. You ain't gotta invite me to your place for me to bet your cat.
I'm trying to get you over your fear.
Okay, period. Okay, so look,
Are you blushing?
a little bit. What is some myths about sex that you want to shut down right now? About people, they say, when you get 40, it's just, what is some myth that you want to shut down?
Oh, people thinking that it's dry.
I ain't heard this. I heard when you get 40, they say they start like rabbits.
Yeah, when you get 40, your sex drive goes in a different direction.
No, it doesn't. It goes down. And it was you that said that. I'm near sure that it was you that said that. So I went to her IMDb to see how busy she was, focused on her career. Let's see. Um, she was in a movie called Rent a Bay, which is one of those, generic Tubi movies. Defamation. So those are the two things that she did this year, the entirety of the year. Let's see. Oh no, no, she was in a movie called Run. Nothing that anybody has heard of, but I can't necessarily say she was like busy. She just seemed like she was making guest appearances in Tubi movies. Marriage Mansion. All right. Yeah. So I'm looking back and I'm going back to like 2022, and it's just like a bunch of like low budget movies that she's doing to pay the rent. You gave up family, the possibility of family for this.
And you be a little savage. That's why all these little youngsters, and I don't mean like R. Kelly youngsters, I mean like 20s and 30s, they be after the older women
Oh, really?
because women in their 40s, you definitely come into your prime. And
And
I
them
think
youngsters, they want to.
She's lying, lying, lying. She's lying, lying, lying. She's lying, lying, lying. They do not come into their prime in their 40s. Who's the married man that's saying once my wife turned 40, she just started exploding on it? Who's the married man? Who got married to a woman in their 20s and then in their 40s just out of nowhere just say, "Oh yeah, I mean, the 20s was great, the 30s was okay, but the 40s just out of nowhere, she it's like when Pac-Man eat the big dot and it goes chasing out, she just got that vitamin. She just got that vitamin B40. And then when she B40, she just turned. Who says that? They do not say that at all. Okay, that's Melissa Ford. I don't know because they're all W-list actresses. So yes, it was Melissa Ford that just kept it real. It was like, no, the sex drive goes down, and the dryness and the moisture goes down, and you randomly piss on dudes. So that's what's really going on. But they like to create this myth of, oh yes, no, all you're doing is you're cutting the red tape that you had around your pussy in your 20s. You're cutting that vaginal red tape. But there isn't like an influx. There isn't like, ooh, all of a sudden I want more dick than I did when I was bagging that thing up on the music video, bag that thing up. They're the same person, by the way. You're thinking about Melissa Ford, and listen, they're the same person. Melissa Ford and Claudia Jordan are the exact same damn person. You think they're different people? You think that they're different people, don't you? Don't you? You're here telling me like you said that like they're different people. They're just different. Okay, there's 100 Smurfs. 10 of them are different. Brainy Smurf is brainy. Hefty Smurf is hefty. Papa Smurf have a red hat, and Smurfette is a woman. And then there's Jokey Smurf and stuff like that. And then there's the other 90 Smurfs. And they're not different. They may have different names, but they're not different. They're not different from each other. These women are not different from each other. Melissa Ford, Claudia Jordan. Who's that chick? Who's the bus driver chick? Who's the bus driver chick? These are all the same broad. They're the same. What's different about them? Let's start there. What's different about them?
God night.
They do, and so do women in their 40s, though.
Oh, period.
Like when I do go there, I go there.
Yeah, Ebony K. Williams. This the same. This is the same person. They're the same broad. It's just the lies that they tell is different. Like Melissa Ford is straight up like, nah, the pussy dries up. You barely want to have sex, and when you do, you got to spit on his penis. Like, so, like regularly during. But she's like, oh no, no, I just get this, dun 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 dun. I fuck till he's finished because I eats my spinach. I'm Claudia the fucking bitch.
It's
Oh,
not
okay,
we're not
period.
one and tapping out. We're gonna like, because most likely I have a lot of responsibilities. I've been busy. So if I put the time.
Yeah, it's the same person. Stop talking like they different. I remember when I was young and somebody told me that Tongan and Samoans are different, and I was like, oh shit. I thought that they was the same people. I don't know the difference, but they're only different to each other. To the rest of the world, they're the same people, like Haitian and Jamaican. The only difference is to them. Yeah, okay. I said it.
decide to do this, don't. It's not gonna be one and done. It's gonna be don't make any plans.
Ain't nobody want no one and done. That's
What's a good amount for you?
a good amount of what?
Times doing it.
Oh,
What's the most you've done it in one night?
Okay, so I don't want to hear this crap. I don't want to hear this backdoor shenanigans. This is sick. Okay, let me just fast forward.
how many
Adorable.
times you?
My most?
Yeah,
It's more than 4.
more than 4.
Yeah.
When you want me to come over and pay that cat?
Like I said, when I don't do it a lot, but when I do it, I
Okay, so
spit it all in one
our
night.
shows out.
Yeah, I shows out.
Oh, period.
Yeah.
Okay,
You gonna
period.
remember me.
So, how do you balance wanting to share your life with someone versus being independent?
I think when two
Those are two opposite things. Those are two opposite things. How do you balance being independent and wanting to share your life with someone? You don't, idiot. How do you balance being on a plane and a train at the same time? You don't.
like healed individuals get together that are, independent, it can be a good thing. But like, I'm open. Like I'm independent. People think, oh, you don't have time for a man, or do you even have, space?
Mhm.
Yes, for some
No, independent is a willingness. It's not a matter of time or space. Even your old ass can go to a club and walk out with somebody who is willing to be with you. So let's not pretend like that's not the case. MOT said earlier, Tawana Burke has a ring, means that you are capable of getting a ring. So let's not go there. But if you're independent, then you are not going to desire that. What he's really asking is, how do you maintain this, independent black woman trope that they love so much to maintain while seeking a man? How do you do that without looking like a hypocrite? And the truth is, you just got to dismiss the trope.
somebody special, you make space for who you want to make space for.
Yeah.
Like all this, you can be busy, busy. Everyone likes to say they're busy. Oh, I'm busy. I didn't call you back because I'm busy. They didn't call you back because they're
Because
not
they want to.
interested. Because Barack Obama was calling Michelle.
Okay.
Okay, and we all know that they
Brock and Michelle were like 20 something, if not in their teens. No, they were in their 20s.
you know they still look like they had a lot of passion in their relationship. So once we saw that example of like black love or just love in the White House and how busy they are, I don't want to hear from some Dusty that you can't get back to me
No, and
about something.
Keisha and Ray Ray, they still calling each other.
They calling
So
each other.
they know.
What in the hell do you know about Keisha and Ray Ray? And they're not calling each other. If you're going to use stereotypes for black people, at least use dated ones. Like, what are you talking about? Sammy Jangles, he could tap dance. He's still tap dancing. No, he's not. Oh, what are you talking about? They still be shining shoes? No, they don't. Don't use dated stereotypes, of this baby boy style love story. That is over. Keisha and Ray Ray is over. Ray Ray's trying to find his way in the world, and Keisha is trying to find some Brad or Game Changer to give her penis.
They no need to be. You not calling me.
Exactly. But as busy as I am, if I like somebody, when they call me, I'm picking up. And if I can't pick up, it's because I'm working. I'll shoot them a text. Like, it's just being respectful. Like, I'm totally open to, yeah, I'm independent, but I'll make space for what I like.
Right.
Absolutely will.
I'm independent. America is independent, but we still pay taxes to England.
I think that's the most, I mean, yeah, work is good, but you want to have love as well.
Okay. No, I don't want to be lonely.
No. And being alone doesn't mean you're lonely. Like, you can be
Nobody
single,
said
it
it.
doesn't
That
mean you're lonely. Like, I have a very,
I never said
you
it.
have a
yeah,
very
I'm just
what?
saying, for
Oh,
the people.
period.
I
I thought
mean,
you were trying to put a little word in my
you
mouth.
felt attacked.
Talking about what ain't it? No, because period. No, being single, being alone is not lonely, but it can turn into that.
You could be in a relationship and be lonely.
True.
You have someone sleeping in your bed that just doesn't like notice when you're sad or even pay attention.
Oh, that's bad.
You know what I mean? And you're like, I'm like, you're in my bed, you're taking up space, but you're not even seeing me. And then someone that you don't even really know like that, that's watching you from maybe your social media or just like got their eye on you.
And that be the thing. That's how people sneak up on you.
Sneak up on
Come
you.
on, hold on. Where you come from?
Right.
How does confidence change the way you approach love and sex, like when you get older?
I think confidence is everything, because when you're younger and you're insecure, don't nobody want to hear someone that's always like stressing them out because they're like worried, oh, are you gonna cheat on me? Are you gonna leave me? Like, that's gonna.
Confidence is all you got. At your age, confidence is all you got. That's why you're up talking it. If somebody was to say, "What do you have that a 20 something don't have?" I have confidence. And then you find out that the 20 something has confidence too. So you really ain't got nothing that they ain't got. You don't like to hear that, and you damn sure don't like to say that. But no, the men that are getting with you now are the men that understands that you have a working vagina and that they do not have um, kind of like the people who have, and I include myself in this. Next year, I am going to be the proud owner of a car that is more than 20 years old. Now, I also have a newer car, but I'm just saying, um, people who only have a car that's 20 years old or older are doing that because they can't get a new damn car. Point blank, period. And the men that are fucking you are the same ones who are of that ilk. They would rather be riding in a Mercedes, but instead they are riding in a 2004 POS. Or piss on me, because that's what you do during perimenopause. You piss on me. No, she don't. No, she don't. Somebody says she has more money than a 20-year-old. No, she don't. I look at her IMDb, and it's just a bunch of like low budget Tubi movies that um, niggas with cameras in basements and shit film. But stuff like Rent-A-Bay. But the truth of the matter is that a 20 something has more money than her. Um, Cooking with Kaya was making more money than her. Um, both of the what do you call them? Bailey sisters making more money. Let's see. OnlyFans chicks making more money. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking that, she's been accumulating and saving money for the past 34 adult. Ha! Ha! You think that this broad has been stacking her paper for the last 34 adult years. Hell no. They never do. Women cannot stack paper, especially the ones that are for the streets. Especially ones whose money come easily for their looks when they're young. They have not been stacking paper. That $2,000 that Ice T gave for that blowjob was gone within 3 days, maybe even 3 hours. It was gone, gone. Women know how to make money disappear in ways that men cannot fathom. I'm going to repeat that. Women have ways of making money disappear in ways that men cannot fathom. There was a movie. You young cats don't know about this. There was a Richard Pryor movie called Brewster's Millions or something like that. Here, let me look it up. And the premise was apparently Richard Pryor had like a white distant relative that he didn't know about that just so happened to have been super rich. So, and I'm going to calculate for inflation. Here, let me see if I get the exact number. Hold on. Brewster's Millions premise. Came out in 1985. Dang. So I haven't seen it in a very long time. So to win a total fortune of 300 million in 1985 money, Brewster must follow strict stipulations regarding the initial sum of 30 million. Time limit, no assets, meaning at the end of term he cannot own any new property, stocks, assets purchased with money. Um, no waste or destruction. He cannot simply burn the money or destroy valuable items. He must receive value for his spending, such as paying for high end services or extravagant experiences. Let's see. Limited charity gambling. Ha! Total secrecy. Okay. Okay. So, okay, thank you. Somebody said it. 30 million in 30 days. So the whole premise of the movie was that he got 30 million. He had 30 days to get rid of it without buying charity, too much in charity and stuff like that. Now, the reason why it was a classic epic and comedy was because he is a man. Give a woman $30 million and tell her to make it disappear in 30 days. And it wouldn't even be a movie. It'd be like a 10-minute movie. She'll come back in like 4 days talking about, Daddy, can I have some more money? And yes, that 300 million will be gone too.
Run somebody off. You know what I mean? Like, get me some calm. Why
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't you?
I know you just, but I was too.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. And when you're like that, I think you're a little bit more mysterious. You
mm-hmm.
don't come off as desperate.
You're
You
not
come off as more
mysterious.
like pleasant to be around.
You're not
And that's
pleasant to
even
be
with
around.
friendships. I couldn't even
Like,
be friends with people.
why in the hell do you think? Why do you think that conceited bitches are pleasant to be around? Why do you think conceited bitches are pleasant to be? I think I'm more pleasant to be around because I'm confident and I say I know I'm the shit. Because every cocky human being is pleasant to be around, especially cocky 52-year-old bitches. They are such a pleasant. They're such a pleasure to be around. You are not a pleasure to be around with your clothes on. I'm sick of you just watching this show. Somebody said she's a public figure, sort of. How is she mysterious? And in addition to that, in addition to being a public figure and, not being very mysterious, she's the same bitch as all the other bitches. Like I say, Ebony K. Williams and who's that? Melissa Ford and her are the same bitch. Just like Maya and Lisa Ray are the same bitch. They're not different. They're not different from each other. Sanaa Lathan and Nia Long, they're the same bitch. Who else is the same bitch? The point is that there's no fucking mystery with them. Yeah, Vivica Fox, same bitch. There's no fucking mystery in Vivica Fox. You know who's mysterious? And shout out to Jonathan Majors. Megan Good. Megan Good. You never know what the fuck she's gonna say or do. But you know it's gonna be good. You just know it. It make you wonder about her. Who else? Who else is mysterious? Help me out. Kerry Washington's a little Ooh, Holly Robinson Pete. Holly Robinson Pete. She's mysterious. I may even put that on Kerry Washington too. Cause y'all don't people don't really know what she's about, like husband wise, because she keeps her personal life outside of the media. You know she's married, but you don't really know like how they get down. She don't say straight slick shit like not Corinne Stephan, what's her name? Aisha Curry. Yeah, I'm talking about married women. Mysterious women get married. Mysterious women get married because men want to unlock the mystery. Who else can I give the mysterious hat to? The point is that they're not following some predictable trope and then calling themselves mysterious. What, you think that you're the only 50 plus, overconfident black broad that used to be hot? Fuck out of here. Yeah, I give it to Lark Voorhees.
That are not confident in themselves. Because when I hang out with my friends, I have a really beautiful group of friends, and I don't mean just on the outside. They just got it going on. They're gorgeous. They're got their lives together. They're confident, and I think that's such a powerful thing to go into a room and you see that. Like if one of them wasn't confident, I'd have to spend my night like constantly babying you and building you up.
Yes, that's so here's
And
a
no one wants to do it in a relationship either. So in friendships, in relationships, it's so important to have confidence. I love someone that's confident. I like we can like pop our together. We walk in, we like,
yes.
not arrogant, like not some a little bit.
Yeah, we could be
A
like,
little bit. Like a
yeah.
lovable, you know what I'm
I
saying?
already know.
Right. But not like, but yeah, just ain't nothing worse than someone that's just always just like, oh, just they need to be reinforced all the time. I'm not your mama, and you need to go get some
Yes.
therapy.
So I ain't got time for that.
No, I don't.
What are some things that you're discovering now, like in your like being like this more mature, just like not young, fun? What are some things that you've learned like now?
I'm
He just called her not young and not fun. But she's confident. She's not young and she's not fun.
older. Mm, Um, I think when I was younger, I was less. I didn't see my value as much. You know,
Mm.
like I felt like if something
Y'all hear this bullshit? This predictable bullshit? You see, they don't have like women like this. They don't have what I call instinctual mathematics. Um, which instinctual mathematics is like a person that can look at a jar of marbles and instinctually kind of guess how many are in there. Or a person that can, when Google Maps say, in 200 feet, turn right, they know exactly where that's going to be, not 220 feet like the next parking lot, like 200 feet. That's instinctual mathematics. Hers is way off, and a lot of women like hers way off. And that's because and I know this because their confidence and their self appraisal comes from the number of men that tried to fuck, not the average in the last, say, month or so. So, for example, say if nobody tried to fuck her in 2025, she's looking at the total number of men who has ever tried to fuck her since she became 18, and she says, "Oh yes, I'm confident because a million men tried to fuck me in my life." So, in addition to being, instinctually enumerate, she's also just downright stupid in thinking that a person wanting to fuck you is something to be confident about. Like the entire root, the source, the matrix of your confidence is that somebody wants to fuck you. That's just downright stupid. Most women, most smart women realize in their teenage years, like, okay, boys want to fuck me, but I have other value to them. And if they can't see that, then they don't get any value from me. You're not that bright and you're old as fuck. And you still haven't come to that conclusion. Didn't Lark Voorhees lose her mind multiple times? Listen, don't talk about. Okay, he said 25-year-old Lark Voorhees, to which I agreed to. Her mental battles, which is no fault of her own, is exactly that. Now, do I do dishonorable things? Yes, but I am a man of honor and ethics. And had I married a 25-year-old Lark Voorhees, I would still be married to her now, even with the mental concerns that once again is to no fault of her own. That's what sickness and health means. Just saying.
bad happens, or I was cheated on, or someone put their hands on me, or just traumatic things that happened in my life, I felt like I was more damaged goods.
Mm.
So because of that, I would not demand the respect, or I would let people get away with things with
Mm.
me, like mistreating me when I was
Mm.
younger. And now that I'm older, I'm
So basically, you demand more and you offer less, is what you're saying. And you think that that's a good thing. You stupid.
like, no, you can damaged goods isn't really damaged goods. It means you're seasons. It
Mhm.
means you're a veteran. It means you've been through some things. And I don't think that should take away from your value because you've been through some things.
Right.
Meaning examples like if you've been like, had some sexual assaults in your life or
Mhm.
abuse, a lot of women and men, it makes them like act differently in relationships. They kind of put up with things, or they become promiscuous,
Right.
or they like let people get away with.
What in the hell does that have to do with you and your situation? And stop trying to imply shit. I can't find a man because I was sexually abused when I was, when I was a baby. The babysitter looked at my vagina when she changed my diaper, and now I am incapable of. No. No, once again, you just spent 34 adult years waiting for a better deal.
It's abusing more because they're kind of used to be in that space.
Mm.
You could have gone through those things and still demand that respect. And I think as I'm older, I'm like, just because, I had this experience in my past doesn't mean that I should just put up with any behavior or
Mhm.
any kind of treatment. So
You could demand all the fuck you want. Doesn't mean I have to give it to you. You Like I told you, I got the car that next year is going to be 21 years old. So tomorrow is going to be a 21-year-old automobile. Um, I could demand $50,000 for it. I mean, you could demand all you want to, and I could say that I'm confident now because it's been around, it's survived, it still runs after a long period of time. Even though I rarely drive it because I drive a newer car, but I could say that, but it doesn't mean somebody's going to buy that crap unless it's an equally stupid human being, which you probably have access to. Basically, she's just saying that she's arrogant and demanding, and it's a good thing.
but I don't let that happen now. Like I don't have a high tolerance for like mistreatment. You can't talk to me crazy.
Period. That's how I am.
Yeah, you can't. I think the gateway to abusive relationship is when someone talks to you crazy. Because once like when you sweet with someone, you don't want to like make them mad. Like you want to make them feel good about it.
Yeah.
When you start talking, when you watch, ladies and gentlemen, when your partner starts talking to you like kind of crazy or a little bit rude, disrespectful, they most likely have somebody else that's on the other side in their ear, like gassing them up, you know? And
Mm.
I notice almost every time that someone's tone has changed with me.
Okay, are you dealing with women? Because that's very possible. I don't know. Then again, I don't mess with men, but I don't really know from my own personal experience of men to behave that way. I do know women behave that way. Women, will talk shit about a dude, and then it just changes the way she treat her man, and then the relationship ends. This happened quite too often and too frequent in the black community. I do know that that happens. I do know that, but I didn't know that that happens to that men do that. But those men would be stupid because if you listen to a dude that tells you to treat a woman, I want you to go home and start an argument with your bitch. Have some discernment.
Like there was something else
But
going on. So I'm big on how you talk to me. And I'm
That
very
might be
but she's really just creating a straw man that's based on her experience with women. To be perfectly honest,
true.
it is. Listen to an OG born in the 1900s.
Okay,
Okay.
period. Okay, you feel that?
Yes, I
Yeah.
felt that.
What is that?
I don't know.
This
Energy.
thing is heating up. Woo!
Oh, it's your
That
menopause.
could be.
here's the thing about people like him. It's not the fact that you privately suck penis that annoys me. It's his personality that you think is liked by all, but really is tolerated for fear of being canceled by most. That is annoying. You are the embodiment of a fucking nuisance. You are like Reverse Blade. If Blade was a person with all of the weaknesses of both vampire and humans, it would be a being with the strength of a human, the speed of a human, and the aversion to garlic and sunlight of a vampire. That's you. It's annoying as hell. You take the worst aspects of femininity, the most annoying shit of femininity, and pair it with the fact that I don't want you to suck my dick. So it's really just terrible. You're a freaking terrible human being in every aspects that I can possibly imagine. Oh, hot flashes, period. Yes. I don't want to hear that shit. I really don't. The shit's weird and confusing.
Or it's time for you to get in the hot seat.
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah, we're gonna turn things up a little bit with the game called Wine, Dine, or Decline.
Okay, that sounds cute.
And basically, this is a game. It's like a smash or pass.
Okay.
So this is how this works. I'm going to give you some characters, some iconic characters from movies, or different celebrities, and you pick whether it's wine, dine, or decline.
Okay.
Wine means smash, dine means date, and decline means
Okay.
no.
Got it.
Okay. So we have Lorenz Tate from Love Jones, Tyrese from Baby Boy, and John Henson from Living Single. Wine, dine, or decline.
Okay, so John.
Okay, just so y'all know, I don't want to watch this shit, but there's a part coming up. I'm trying to just fast forward to it. Because I don't want to. This is sick. It really is. I think I wrote down the timestamp, but there's another contradiction that I wanted to play for you before I dipped out. Let me see. Ah, I did write it down. Perfect. All right. 2921. See, sometimes I surprise myself. Sometimes I outsmart myself. Okay. So I'm gonna just go to 29 and then or like 2910 or something, and then go up from there. Here we go.
I'm gonna buy it. I've tricked off. I bought rims and stuff. You know, I've done all that.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
You know,
I'd rather be a sugar. You's a good girl.
I'd rather be a sugar mama than a sugar baby because ain't no one gonna tell me what to do.
I know some sugar babies that don't get sold.
Well,
I would rather be a sugar mama than a sugar baby because ain't nobody gonna tell me what to do. Um, when you were asked a question, why are you 52 and single? You should have started with that. You should have started with that. You're basically saying that you want to be a sugar mama and you ain't got no damn money. And you spent 34 adult years getting the money to be a sugar mama without and never succeeding in that regard. See how much of a control freak she is? This is a woman that can pretty much fuck any guy she wants to, or at least if she could in her 20s. She want a god face dude, she could fuck a god face dude. She want a six pack dude, she could fuck a six pack dude. But she still wanted to be a sugar mama. She still wanted to pay for it. Why? Because she wanted to feel like she's in control. She's in charge. So I actually did skip over something that that y'all were supposed to hear, which really highlighted or highlight how full of shit she is. Let me see if I could go back and find it. The reason why I just want to try to skip through this is because I don't like the gay shit. And it's as simple as that. All right, so this is the one where she talk about Tyrese and Baby Boy. So we're gonna hear like a major contradiction. And it's really like a catch 22 and why she can't sustain dick. So here we go.
Whether it's wine, dine, or decline.
Okay.
Wine means smash,
Mhm.
dine means date, and decline means
Okay.
no, no.
Got it.
Okay. So we have Lorenz Tate from Love Jones,
Mhm.
Tyrese from Baby Boy, and John Henson from Living Single. Wine, dine, or decline.
Okay, so John Hinton, was he
Hinton.
the light skinned one?
That was Overton.
Overton? Oh,
Mhm.
he was cool.
Mhm.
So he'd be good to date
Mhm.
because he seems like he'd be fun.
Mhm.
Um, he gonna be mad at me again. Tyrese is gonna always be a pass for me.
But it's Baby Boy, so
And Baby Boy, of course. Of course I
come
don't
on,
mean
Yvette.
of course I
Like,
don't mean him in real life. I mean his character.
right. Come on, right.
Yeah, no, he's a baby boy. Like you can't, I
Right.
can't do anything with that. You mature, you get together.
Yeah, Jody, go home,
And
Jody.
Lorenz is cute. He was dope, so he would
Mhm.
definitely be a smash.
Okay, period.
But
So
wait, I know his wife Thomasina. It's just his character.
no, yes, these
All
are
right,
characters.
just the character.
Okay, so you said Smash,
Smash Lorenz
Love, Lorenz Tate and Love
from
Jones.
Love Jones. Date John Overton from Living Single,
and then
and decline pass on Baby Boy
Jody,
because
you ain't gonna give him the keys to your car.
no, I'm not doing that. I got nice cars.
He'll put some rims on it.
You have old cars.
The kind of car I have doesn't need rims.
It'll be a nice addition, though.
You don't put rims on Bentleys.
Okay, Denzel Washington from Trinidad.
Mhm.
Okay. So right now, she's saying that a young, broke dude can't do anything for her. So she gave a pass on the young, broke dude. Jesus fucking. She gave a pass on a young, broke dude. Now, we're going to go back to what she said, what she's going to say later.
I'm a seller, baby.
I'm a buyer. I've tricked off. I bought rims and stuff. I've done all that.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
You know,
I'd rather be a sugar. You's a good girl.
I'd rather be a sugar mama than a sugar baby because ain't no one gonna tell me what to do.
Okay, so this is what happens when a person. Hold on, right quick, y'all. I'm back. This is what happens when a person lies so much that they can't keep their shit straight. So on one hand, and this is like a straight contradiction within 5 minutes of each other. On one hand, it's like, oh, can you pay my bills? Can you pay my telephone bills? Can you pay me? Oh no, I would much rather be a sugar mama than a sugar baby. But a sugar mama would embrace Jody for sugar. She would give him sugar. You're not making any damn sense. So enough of this fruity business. Let's just end this, and I'll read some of your comments. Some of your Cash App and Super Chat comments. Read them anyway. All right, let's see. I don't know who that is. 26-year-old Sally Richardson. I don't know who that is. Yeah, Appreciate it. All right. The ones that don't get married are talking to, yeah, GA dudes on YouTube. Yep. Okay. She might get it like her daddy Jason Voorhees. She was crazy in her 20s. No, her true crazy didn't really show until later. For whatever reason, um, for whatever reason, Saved by the Bell just decided to like put her on the same. Well, I know the reasons because she's black, but they really tried to put her like on a level slightly above Screech on Saved by the Bell, where she wasn't one of the cool kids. I thought that that was weird, but then again, it makes sense in the sense that they just want to keep everything balanced. Like they want to do boy girl, but they want to keep out Dustin Diamond, so which means that they have to keep her out too. But and this is and to all the swirlers and the divestors, this is how Brad sees you. Even though you are the hottest, and she was the hottest, you're still the lesser choice. You're still the lesser choice. Like I mean, and you wind up with Screech because you're the lesser choice. All right. Why didn't she bring that up in the beginning? Wait, you talking about the what are you talking about? You talking about the I'd rather be a sugar mama than a sugar baby. Once again, they only have like glimpse of honesty. They only have a glimpse of honesty. They don't they're not consistently keeping it real because they gotta keep it real to the sisterhood. They gotta, they gotta represent for the sisterhood. Like so that's why they, at first say, oh yes, I'm single because I procrastinated because when I was young I thought all the options, I had all the options in the world, which is perfectly true and it's perfectly understandable, especially if you work in the industry that you did and you were as attractive as you were. It's easy to fall into that trap, and that's something that people can understand and sympathize with. And then you fast forward and say, yes, we're single because we're so freaking awesome. Because we give so much of ourselves to communities and, you know, it never really works, but yeah. She wants a we'll buy any car type of ninja. Yeah, at top dollar. At any price. More flirting with yeah. Yeah, this is weird. All right. I don't know what that is. That's not fair to him. He don't deserve all that. You talking about dudes that she flirting with? Her eggs are fried and scrambled and pickled. Yeah. 52 talking. I'm still fertile. Yeah, right. First world problems. America is so good she can drive a Bentley and can't tell her anything. She's not driving a Bentley. Like she's doing these trash Tubi movies where she's the biggest name in them. I'm sure. Here, let's go to her IMDb. Let's go to and let's actually like look at what she does, what she been doing. Rent a Bay. All right, let's see what this is about. Huh. Okay, let's take a look at this. I gotta actually share this with you all. For those of you who think that this is her latest venture. 3 single friends launch a dating app. that rents men. Holy crap! This is some type of dystopian fantasy about women. And look at the fat broad. Oh wait, that's not even her. I told you all these bitches are the same. That's not even her on the cover. This isn't even her on the cover. So basically, these are three no-name bitches, one of whom is fat, and she is an extra. She's an extra in a Tubi movie that highlights three undesirables and no names. This is her career right now. Stars. She's not even listed like as the stars. Oh, this is sad. She's down bad, bad. And y'all think she's just rolling in dough, huh? That she got sugar mama money, huh? Look, no name. They don't have pictures, so they don't have names yet. You're the only one with a picture. No name, no name. Or, yeah, no picture, no picture. No name actor, no name actor, no name actor. Is she even in it? Hold on. Maybe I'm wrong and maybe she's not even in it. Huh. Okay, something interesting just happened. Maybe I'm wrong or something, but or maybe I'm missing it. Let's see. Oh, the top part is the actor's name. See, when you don't have a name, there's no gauge of reference. I don't know which one is the character name and which one is the actor name because I don't know either of them. So I was reading the bottom. Let me read the top and see if I see. Uh, nope. So it's not there either. Here we go talking stupid. Kelly was the hottest. No, she was not. No, she was not. Jessie was too tall, granted, but Lisa was way hotter than Kelly. Who wasn't a member? I timed you out for some foolishness like that. That is madness. No, so I'm not tripping. Okay, so let me highlight how down bad she is. Let's highlight how down bad she is. Share screen. Share. So when you look at like the last thing that she did, it's Rent a Bay. So this is her IMDb. This is what she claims that she did. This is what's on her resume, right? This is what's on her resume. But when you go to the um, when you go to Rent a Bay, not even named. She's like below an extra. She's not named in the movies that she named. So her name does not give any credibility to these B-listed movies. That's how down bad she is. Director, writer, Kyrie Terrell. So all of these no-name people, only two of them have pictures, and they're both dudes. Because none of them have like IMDb to speak of. Like if you click like the main person, there's nothing there. Like here, let's see, not the director. Let's just say this one, this person here. Nothing. Nothing. This is just like a domino club that got together and decided to make a video called Renovate. And that is your acting career, and you're not even named in this shit. They don't even think to like name you. Like, let Taraja P, do the homie a favor and star in one of these crappy movies. Her name and her picture would be blasted all over it. But they would rather put like a fat bitch, in front before they put your ass. That's how irrelevant. Now let's go to the next movie that you did. Let's see, because y'all think that these bras be balling, because they are the masters of fake it till you make it, and she's been faking it for fucking 34 adult freaking years. Fucking no name broke bitch. Okay, so let's see if she is at least a star here. Stars: Keith Page, Grace Soul, Missy Lee. Once again, she is a no-name actress in no-name movies. Okay, let's see how long before they mention her, if they mention her. They're not mentioning her in the movies that she's claiming. This is some loser shit for real. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not this y'all think she balling. Y'all think she balling. And this whole I've been working on my career. I've been working on my career. That's why I don't have a man or kids. You sacrificed your man, you sacrificed the potential family and happy life that you could have had for a career, and they're not even mentioning your ass. They're not even mentioning your ass in low budget Tubi bullshit. Look at this. Darius Cage, correction officer. Yolanda Gordon, maid. They're mentioning the fucking maid, and they're not mentioning you. This shit is sad. This shit is sad. Fucking lying ass bitch. Ah, damn. This is hard to look at. Just looking at her fucking shit career. This is terrible. You sacrifice everything just to be like a rich and famous bad bitch, and hopefully the next movie is better. And these are some no-name movies too. This is just some fucking. This is some bullshit. You flew to Detroit for this bullshit. Oh, finally she got credit. Okay, so let's take a look. Finally, she got credit for some shit. Something called The Handyman. Okay, let's see. So she was Morgan in The Handyman. She's still not listed like as a top star, but this is her career. Is this her? All right, a little bit more. This is funny to me. Like when they say, because it's funny because there's this inflated, sense of value that these bras place on themselves, and they attach it to how much money that they have or make, and it's not even that much money. They're just trying to juke up the price. They're just trying to juke up the price of their 52-year-old fucking pussy. Okay, this is something called Marriage Mansion. Uh, damn, she's not even the star of this. And okay, all right. Let me show y'all what this is. Oh, by the way, we're in last year. Her whole 2025 was shit. So we're in last year now. We're in 2024, and she once again, the stars is a bunch of no names. Deja Belize, Denzel Dandridge, and Audrey Fafard. Bunch of no names. These are the stars. Ah, and here you go. You're Francesca. Oh, it's this guy, Weebay. All right, at least this one has somebody named in it. So basically, you're just like not starring in B-list movies, and that is your career. That's your career. Talking about we sacrifice everything for a career. Actually, I'm going to look up community service because because the reason is because we contribute so much to Baghdad or some crap like that. All right, so Claudia Jordan. Um, Community service. Okay, actress and TV personality Claudia Jordan is involved in charity, notably her Charitable Chick initiative. Okay, that helps teens with prom outfits, but specific details on current extensive community services is limited. That's because there isn't any. She also supports other causes like helping someone with volunteer work abroad and promoting educational / social justice efforts. In other words, she ain't doing shit. So listen, she was right when she said the first thing, and the first thing is that it's easy to lose track. It's easy to lose track when you are when you're young and pretty and you have all these options. It's easy to procrastinate because you feel that those options are going to be there. That's it. It's that. Yeah, I can imagine somebody doing that. I can. I can see, quite frankly, myself in that mistake. And I would caution others not to make the same mistake. But instead, she went into some bullshit. All right, Mary, some of your comments. Kelly was the hottest. Yes, by far. By far. It wasn't even close. And it's not because I'm partial towards black women. It's because she was actually hot. Her hair, just like Chili was the hottest Destiny Shaw. Kelly was bad. They were underplaying Lisa. Yeah, and it's funny because I don't know how on purpose it was. And also, and this is what's funny because Kelly was an original. So on Saved by the Bell, there was like the original Saved by the Bell people, and Kelly was the only girl that moved into high school with them. They were in junior high, and it was Zach Screech and Kelly. It was some other. It was two other people that they got rid of, from what I remember. Or excuse me, Lisa. My bad. So it was Zach Screech and Lisa. Here, let me look it up. But yeah, so Kelly came last, but Zach and Screech were already there in the beginning, and so was Kelly, or so was Lisa. Excuse me. And you would think that they would make her top chick because she's been there the longest, but she still wound up like bottom chick, which is a damn shame. And once again, it really shows that how Brad and Chad looks at Kelly or Lisa. Excuse me. Keep messing up those names. I don't know why. All right, I'm looking. I'm looking it up because I want to see if I can get a picture of the original cast, the like junior highs. Saved by the Bell. And the funny thing is also is that the writers actually wrote her to be more than what she was, but it still just didn't. You know, probably the audience reaction just didn't do it. Like they, and this is the white guys that could not put her at the top of the white social hierarchy. They just couldn't. Because she was like top cheer, she was like head cheerleader and all that stuff. But when it came down to it, you're just going to be the one that shoot down Screech, and that's it for you. Yeah, I can't find it. Um, but there was like a junior high one that they don't really show anymore, and she was part of that. So she's been part of the crew longer than anybody. Oh wait, is this it? No. That movie Showgirls was weird, and that was the only thing that she ever did ever since then. But nevertheless, let's move forward. She was the hottest, and I'm gonna leave it at that. No, no, wait. They said Kelly. Kelly was bad. They're underplaying Lisa. Okay, no, Lisa. I keep messing up the names. Lisa was the hottest. The black one, Lisa Turtle, was the hottest. Wasn't Lisa spoiled rich kid? Yes, she was. That is hot. That is hot. I don't know how old you are, but you'd rather spoiled than ghetto. And yeah, girls who have money, and I'm not talking about women who earn their own money. I'm talking about girls who come from like hardworking fathers and shit. Behave a lot different. I'm talking about at that age. I'm not talking about strong independent bitches. I'm talking about daddy's girl. Like Hillary Banks, like Ashley Banks. I'm talking about those types were premium at that age. And that's because they typically come from a functioning family. There aren't many single moms out there spoiling their daughters. They just got it like that. Now, yes, being spoiled is an obstacle, but no, they were always premium. You can't say that Hillary couldn't get it. You can't say that Ashley Banks couldn't get it, and you can't say that Lisa Turtle couldn't get it. That just was what it was. Yeah, Thelma from Good Times can get it too, but she had a father also he just wasn't flush with cash like that. These characters were conceited, and I mean, first of all, were they really conceited? Let's start there. Not wanting to fuck Screech does not really make Lisa conceited. In fact, the only one that's conceded on the list, I would say, is Hillary. Who I'd still fuck. That's the truest thing you're going to hear. Now, I want to give a special thanks for a cash app that I received after the show yesterday, or after the last show, from Love Crossing Borders. Really appreciate you, brother, and I appreciate the cash app. And with that, I want to thank the cash apps and super chats, managers and moderators, those who are listening silently, and those who participate in the chat. Hit the like button on your way out, and this is GameChanger 00100. Game over. Peace.